Welcome to the Y Connect podcast. As the heartbeat of the community, the Y is a connector where people of all ages and walks of life come together to elevate their health, wellness, education, and essential life skills. Hear the stories of impact and join the authentic conversations where together we'll discover the journeys and pathways people take to connect through the Y. Now your hosts, Zarina, Robert, and Allison.
Hello, friends.
Greetings.
Hi, how are you guys?
Happy Thursday.
Yes, and happy summer. You've got a house full over there at the Andrew and Walter Young Y.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. On top of beginning camp this past Tuesday, our summer camp, we have a very full day today of visitors, ranging from YUSA, conducting an interview for Boys of Young Men in Color, to Tyler Perry Studios later this afternoon.
Oh, wow.
For a potential partnership. Yeah, and we have a check presentation immediately following the podcast. So I'm wearing a lot of different hats today. And that might have contributed to the gray hairs on my chin today.
Oh, goodness. There's a lot going on, but great things going on.
Absolutely.
Well, today I have the pleasure of introducing this wonderful lady. Dr.Andria McMichael is the Senior Vice President of Early Learning. As Senior Vice President of Early Learning for the Y, Dr.Andria McMichael leads the association's effort to provide in-class early learning environments for Atlanta's children and families. With direct responsibility for our signature programs, Read Right from the Start, STEAM, Start for Life, and Early Learning Readiness. She oversees programs across 7 counties and 13 early learning centers. Andria joined the Y in 2019 after working with Fairfax County Public Schools in Virginia, my hometown, as a leadership development specialist. Early in her career, Andria worked with the DeKalb County School District in several roles, including as a Title I instructional coach and second grade teacher. Andria graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Education and Child Development from Spelman College and earned a Master's of Arts in Education and Curriculum and Instruction from Central Michigan University, a master's level educational leadership certificate from Georgia State University, as well as earning certification in advanced educational leadership from Harvard University. Welcome to Y Connect Podcast, Dr. McMichael.
Welcome.
Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. So excited to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Happy to have you.
Dr. McMichael, Andrea, who is just across the hall from me. So we work really closely together. But for our listeners, with your extensive background in education, since taking on the role of the Senior Vice President for Early Learning 4 years ago, I think we started around the same time, provide us a window into your job. In other words, describe what it's like to lead early learning across the YMCA of Metro Atlanta.
You know, Allison, it's such a rewarding experience each and every day that I'm able to tap into a passion that I so dearly love and appreciate, and which includes not just servicing children, but also helping our families, our most vulnerable families in Atlanta, to give and offer up services as much as possible to ensure that their children have the opportunity for an authentic learning experience so that they can reach their highest potential. I truly consider myself a servant leader, and this role truly allows me to move forward in that space. So it's one that I appreciate. I wake up every morning thinking about how can we continue to thrive in supporting all children that we serve and those that we haven't reached yet. How can I be of continuous support to those that are on the ground, our teachers, our staff, knowing that I am one who used to be in that role and know what it feels like. How can I continuously support them and guide them and encourage them to continuously know that what they do each and every day is rewarding and is appreciative? So Allison is one that I'm so glad that I have the pleasure to stand and really be in this role each day.
Awesome.
You do an amazing job. I mean, talk about calm, like this element of just grace and calmness. And guys, we're talking about a large operation, over 3,000 children that we're serving. Yeah. This is large, and the responsibilities are immense. So you do it very well. I'm really, really grateful to work with you every day.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can definitely second that you do it extremely well. Dr. McMichael has an open door policy. The way she leads, you feel comfortable with having conversations with her. And I definitely value that with you.
I appreciate you every day, Zarina.
I love the fact that she referred to herself as a servant leader. I think that title alone speaks to your dedication and your passion for what you do, as well as I'm sure that the training ground of Spelman is it definitely helps.
Yes.
If you can, please describe some of the WISE early learning signature programs. What is Read Right from the Start, and what does STEAM education look like in our classrooms?
So yes, we have quite a few signature programs, which makes us actually stand out from other early learning providers in the field. We have the Read Right from the Start program, which is one that was really authentically created to support us as we prepare for our children for school readiness. And so it's a professional development program in conjunction with the Rollins Center and with the Atlanta Speech School, really truly focusing on building language and literacy skills of our children at a young age, even at the infant age, which is so very much so amazing. Something that you do not see in early learning spaces. It's one approach that allows us to have coaches, practice-based coaches to support the teachers, as well as getting the parents involved. And many of our parents have shared and noted that they have been so appreciative of this particular program and seen the growth and progression of their children once they leave us and go into the K-12 space, that they're more and ready to achieve when it comes to reading and other content areas. We have that one that I'm so very proud of. Also, we have a STEAM early learning program. And with this particular program, what it does is capturing science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, all in one, and allows our children to really tap into that again at an early age, really preparing them for this digital world that we live in. You know, they are our digital natives. We are digital immigrants, right? We came before the world of technology and internet, but they are truly digital natives. So as we continue to catch up to the latest and greatest in the digital world, we want to make sure that we're extending our reach, even for our babies, and getting them prepared for, careers in technology and the like in the 21st century and beyond. So we really are a program, our early learning program, that's not about just offering social skills for children, really assessing them in their growth and development. That is all great. But we extend that reach to ensure that we enrich them with the tools that they need in order to prepare them to be the most responsible citizens in our society.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep. Dr. McMichael, I agree with everything that you just shared. As a program, as a parent, I benefited from all of these programs. And as a teacher, I benefited from all of these programs. And now in my leadership role as a center director, still benefiting from these programs and seeing the work be done. Yeah. But obviously in my role as center director at the Author in Blank Learning Center at EA Ware, I live and breathe our early learning programs every single day. But for those listeners who aren't familiar, what does the research tell us about early learning and why it's so important?
You know, the research says a lot. And I must say, us coming out of this pandemic, it's been eye-opening for all of us to really hone in and see the true purpose of childcare and why it is needed. I think this has been the largest opportunity where across the country, nationwide, where people really truly see the importance of early childcare, how it connects to our working families, and why it is necessary. What we really truly want to do in this space of early learning is closing in the opportunity and achievement gap for all children. You know, research shows that children of color, when they are engaged in an early learning program, they're more than likely to be engaged when they move into the K-12 public or private school space and beyond, as well as their attendance rate of school also tends to be much better than other children that are not exposed to the learning and the support and development that happens in the early learning program spaces. It also shows that at least 25 or more % of children that are engaged in an early learning program are more than likely to be an adult that has a higher wage when they move out of their academia years, being able to move into careers in which they strive for, or even those that they have talents. So early learning is truly a part of who we are. It's truly a foundational piece that really helps us to tap into the learning of children. You know, at the first 5 years of school, or even just the first 5 years of life for children, which is the most important time where, you know, they develop healthy skills, nutritional healthy skills, long-term well-being. This is also the opportunity where a lot of researchers say that they're able to develop and extend bilingual opportunities and teaching them various languages where they can retain throughout the year more so than us going back and trying to do that. So early learning is a true foundational space where we really have to appreciate more and more. And it's outside of just providing babysitting services or daycare services. These are terms that have been shared and been offered up when speaking about early learning in years past. But I'm so appreciative that more emphasis and attention is being put on early learning so people can really truly see the value of what we do in this space each and every day.
And it's really clear that the mayor of Atlanta, Mayor Dickens, has been leaning into this research lately. As I understand, over the last year, he has made the city's first ever funding commitment of about $20 million. That's a combination of public and private funds to support early learning. And you and our early learning team at the Y and GEARS, which is the Georgia Early Education Alliance for Ready Students, Atlanta Public Schools and Sheltering Arms have been working together with the mayor. Could you share a little bit about that work so our listeners understand the advocacy piece that's engaged in all of this?
Absolutely. It's one, Allison, that I must say that's one of a kind. You don't find many major cities in the country that really are about providers and people in the space and alliances coming together to support an effort such as early learning. First off, you know, sharing that childcare and early learning remains to be one of the biggest expenses for working families. Meaning that, you know, as our parents and families go to work every day, this is essential. And I appreciate Mayor Dickens noting that and making that aware as we, as people in the field, also understand and want to push that forward. So what this particular effort truly does is allow us to demonstrate an opportunity where private and public partners can come together to ensure that there is quality early learning across the board for all children. Really appreciate Gears and PAC promising all Atlanta children thrive to be truly the quarterbacks in this effort. And what it does is it allow us as a provider and other providers to come together to truly form a collaboration in which we offer up support to other providers that may not necessarily have the capability to improve their facilities, to improve their quality of teachers and quality of curriculums, to come together to ensure that there is an increase in that so it's sustained across the board. You know, I'm appreciative of the fact that we service almost 3,000 children every day. However, that is just a little portion of the number of children in the state of Georgia and the city of Atlanta. So it takes all of us to ensure that quality care and education is going on across the board. So with the efforts of Mayor Dickens and of course, alongside the collaboration of Atlanta Public Schools, we're allowing families that may not have had the opportunity otherwise to have access to quality childcare to have that access now through scholarship opportunities, as well as making true connections across the board as an alliance in the state of Georgia.
It truly speaks to that it takes a village theory that
Yes.
all of us coming together. Thank you.
Absolutely. Sure.
And Andrea, if I may just piggyback on your last comments, do you find maybe outside of the city of Atlanta that you are getting the same support from government officials in terms of the efforts poured into early learning?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. We're so appreciative of getting support for what we do from a national level, from government officials, from Senator Warnock, from Senator Ossoff, who all support what it is and the importance of what we do in early learning, as well as President Biden and his contribution to the block grant to ensure that child development is at the forefront of an initiative that he is pushing forward that allows us to extend our reach, making sure that we're able to retain teachers. And you know what else that is really important? As we continue to strive in this space with staffing, it's a little bit difficult at times. We're coming out of pandemic, as I shared before. So the mental health and well-being of our staff and our children and our families is so present that we have to address that need. As much as we are bringing our children and our families in, we have to make a focus on the mental health and support for our families. So truly appreciative of various government officials that are willing to work alongside with us to find additional dollars so that we can enrich what we do, but then also at the same time be that true support for our families. Because at the end of the day, the parents are the child's first teacher. So what we do is just we add on to that. In the early learning program presence. So yes, there's been a lot of talk of and so appreciative to those officials who have supported us in this space. I've had the opportunity to advocate as it relates to Head Start, Early Head Start, which is a federal funded program for children, as well as being an advocate under NACE, which is also an alliance that supports early learning. And truly appreciative that people are hearing us as we share the needs that we have each and every day.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And another aspect of the WISE early learning offerings that our listeners may not be familiar with is the early learning readiness. Can you describe that program and how it works?
So the Early Learning Readiness Program is one that is innovative and is evidence-based, servicing not only children from 0 to 5, but also in collaboration and alongside caregivers and parents of those children in the Hispanic and Latinx family community. It's one that I'm so appreciative of that I get a chance to work alongside Jenny Garcia, who's our Senior Director of Strategic Family and Partnership Engagement. And I probably misspoken her title, but however, she does everything.
Yes,
and I'm so appreciative of the role that she plays in this space. And what the Early Learning Readiness program does is allow caregivers to truly sit in that role again as the child's first teacher, as we provide stimulating experience and learning stations for their children. And that's done twice a week, a couple of hours at various community locations. We have 10 community locations where we know where there is a large population of Latinx and Hispanic families. And what it allows them to do, the parents to do, the caregivers to do, is to come in with the children and expose them to learning and guiding them through that process. So it's one in which it's not necessarily there's a teacher on the stage, if you will, that's providing and informing and sharing the information. But we have what we call facilitators that are guiding the parents, that are guiding the caregivers with the children and sharing the learning opportunities in various content areas and various skills, from music, to, learning gross motor skills, as putting a puzzle together, just all those aspects and things that they will need in order to truly prepare them for school readiness. And the super awesome great thing about it is that the parents aren't intimidated in this space because we provide this service in Spanish. So their native language, which makes them feel so at ease and so confident in knowing that, yes, we are in this new country, but yet and still, I can service as my child's first teacher. I can ensure and be that partner in my child's learning, even at the start of this early age. So this is one program that I am truly appreciative to be a part of. And my hat goes off to all our facilitators, our coordinators who offer up their services each week for our families.
Wow.
If I can step in and just add that Andrea and I had a chance to visit an early learning readiness site a couple of weeks ago and have a community partner join us. And it was probably the third time I've had an opportunity to visit an ELR program, and it is inspiring. And what I came away with this third time was the community. The aspect of belongingness that is created through this program is tremendous, especially as so many of us, when you spoke earlier, Andrea, of mental health, this is just such an opportunity for families to feel a sense of belonging and togetherness. And I love this program so much. I talk about it all the time. And we did a focus group actually with families during the strategic planning process with some of the families that participate in ELR. And their takeaways were so informative to the kinds of work we want to continue to do throughout all of our Ys around this idea of community, togetherness, and belongingness. So ELR really was the inspiration for that. Thank you.
Wow. Yes. And
Absolutely.
so with such great work throughout the school year, and now that the school year has concluded, we continue to serve families at our early learning centers. Could you provide the listeners with an overview of what summer actually looks like?
All right. So summer is a little bit different for us. I would say it's our enrichment time. It's our time to go above and beyond and allowing our children to get exposed to what's ahead. So during summer months, we have what we call a rising pre-K, Georgia pre-K program. And in that Georgia pre-K program, we're exposing rising 4-year-olds a little bit of what's to come when it comes to the pre-K classroom, pre-K learning. And the great thing about it is that we're intentional in this particular program where we offer it up in a bilingual setting, as well as we're offering up for the first time in an inclusion model setting. And that inclusion model setting I'm so super excited about is because it is exposing pre-K learning for those children that may have some learning delays or disabilities. So with this particular program, children are engaged in learning throughout the summer for about 4 weeks. And we have this model. There are 3 teachers actually in that particular classroom to really hone in on that ratio and that one-on-one experience that can occur, again, to prepare them for what it looks like ahead. We also have the Rise in Kindergarten program, which is also one that is funded through the state of Georgia. And this allows our babies that have just completed Georgia pre-K an exposure of what's to come in kindergarten. Even though we don't provide kindergarten services, this particular program would give them a jump start to what to look for and what parents are to look for as their children move into the K-12 space. What is also great about both of these particular programs funded by Georgia, the state of Georgia, in collaboration with Bright from the Start, is that we have what we call transitional coaches, because the summer months, as we know, is that period of transition for our children as they get prepared for the next grade level, get prepared for the next level of learning. And these particular transitional coaches service as support for families. They contact the parents every day to ask how they're doing, how the children are doing, how they can best assist them, and even getting the children ready for what's to come in August. I'm so appreciative that we have these particular classrooms across our early learning program here at the Y. We also have Head Start enrichment opportunity, where, again, giving our 3-year-olds a jump start as to what it looks like in our rising 3-year-olds, moving out of early Head Start into Head Start, as to what the learning looks like ahead. So it's truly a time in which it's a reflective time for us, as it's, we're not operating at 100% of all of the children enrolled. So it allows us as staffing to really reflect on the year, but also think about what's ahead. What do we need to do to really truly prepare our children for what's to come, as well as trying that out with a few of the children through our summer enrichment programs. Truly exciting time of the year.
Yes, it is.
Serena, you're living that. Do you want to share your perspective on summer and how you are bringing to life that reflection piece and that preparation piece?
I'll tell you what, the first thing I think about are the parents, actually, because it's such a relief for them to know, even during the summertime, because we have parents who may not be able to afford to travel or to do particular things during the summertime. They get to know that I'm dropping my baby off in an environment where he or she is happy, can't wait to get there. They're still going to experience lots of different activities. We bring in-house field trips into the center during the summertime. And so I love when the parents are dropping off with a smile, picking up with a smile, and just knowing that it's still going to be an exciting summer regardless of them being able to travel during the summertime. Yeah.
What also is exciting? Yeah, definitely. I also wanted to share the fact that during this time, we also get to engage in the Mayor Summer Reading Program, which offers up all of our children, all of our families, the book, the Mayor's Reading Book of the Summer, which is something that we have been engaged in collaborations with Gears and other providers for years. Exposing our children to more language and literacy, and celebrating local authors in this space, and then allowing our parents to know that learning does not stop during the summertime. And here's an additional opportunity to allow that to happen.
And you two are hosting the mayor tomorrow for his summer reading announcement, correct?
Couldn't be more excited. Yep. Yeah. The families just can't wait, and we're going to provide breakfast for them. And I said, even if you have a neighbor with a little one, bring them. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day tomorrow.
Nice. I was just going to ask, and this question actually for both Serena and Andrea, is there a tie or some type of link related to the success of the children in early learning through middle school, elementary school, middle school to college, or through high school to college? Is there any type of statistic that shows that type of transitional process and success?
Well, yes, there's much data that shares the importance of early learning and the exposure. And it does share how, there's a large percentage of children that are in early learning programs tend to be more successful throughout their academic years in the K-12
Okay.
space. They tend to be more engaged. And then it exposed them to various professions and careers, even at the younger age. Children get that exposure and conversation with teachers and with peers each and every day. So it really, truly is one that builds a foundation. So when they hit kindergarten, it's not one in which they are starting off, from scratch, not knowing anything and being the first time of them being away from their families. But and it also gives parents a feeling of comfort and ease in moving into that space, because many parents did not have the greatest opportunity during their academic years. So many of our parents are intimidated in that academic space. So what we try to do in the early learning space is build their confidence up through resources, through, various programs like Read Right from the Start and Early Learning Readiness, so that they can see there is a place for them in the world of academia for their children as they grow and progress. So I must say, just even myself going through early learning, I'm a product of kindercare schools, but even that, I even truly, even at an older age I am in now, I do remember it and truly know the exposure and what it allowed me to do, and even me as an adult, think through how confidence is being built through younger children at a younger age. So again, preparing them for that K-12 space.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that personal side. And I'll stay on that theme a little bit. We end each episode asking our guests to share their why story. How did they first get connected to the why? So, Andrea, would you mind sharing your why story with us?
Sure. So being a native of Atlanta, the YMCA that I'm most connected to is the Andrew Walter Young YMCA. Of course, back then when I was a child, it was Southwest YMCA. And that was my first experience with swim lessons. My mother took myself and my brother to that particular YMCA to learn how to swim. So that was my most fondest memory about the YMCA. And also probably our first experience outside of church, going into a community center where people can gather, and families can gather. So, I truly am appreciative of the space of the YMCA. Yes. And every single time that I'm at Young, I have fond memories, although it looks quite different a little bit than when I was younger.
Yes, it does.
But definitely growing up on the Southwest Atlanta, in the south side of Atlanta, southwest side of Atlanta, it was always a pillar in the community, and to this day is still a pillar in the community. I mean, from Mayor Dickens to others who've grown in Atlanta, grew up in Atlanta, they always revert back to the Southwest YMCA, or now the Andrew Walter Young YMCA, was truly one that allowed us to be exposed to family and community outside of our own immediate family and community.
Yeah.
Wow. Dr. McMichael, before you go, I have one last question for you. First, I want to say I'm grateful to be under your leadership. Second of all, I would like to know what keeps you motivated to continue to serve in excellence?
Oh, my goodness. What keeps me motivated to serve in excellence? I think it's the children, it's the children every single day, knowing that I'm in a space to make a difference for all children. And then, under the leadership of Lauren, of her giving me the opportunity to get creative in that, and supporting me in that, and being able to support leaders such as yourself, Zarina, in that space is what brings me joy each and every day. That is truly what fills my heart in order for me to get up in the morning, and I do each and every day. And I'm so grateful, and I continuously am a reflective leader, reflecting all the time about, how things are going, what can we do better, to even pull more children in. I'm one that I try to, people say I need to slow down sometimes, but I think a little bit of that I inherited, I must say, from my mom and dad, because them too being true leaders of the community and really having a passion and a heart for the community, and being exposed to that, I can't help myself. But just the children alone, the families alone, the ones that need us the most, and even those that may not need us in certain capacities, being able to help them and guide them in various ways in which we could support them in this work is what keeps me going each and every day.
Nice. Thank you.
Well stated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And truly, I have to lift something up that we haven't talked about, but Dr. McMichael was selected for a very prestigious leadership program through UCLA. And so it's a testament to your knowledge, your background, your gravitas. We are so lucky to have you at the Y.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Allison, and I am appreciative. Thank you. I'm so appreciative of you all each and every day. I count this job as more of not just something that helps to support my living and expenses, but one that truly is connected to my heart. So I'm so appreciative of working alongside, fellow YMCA staff members such as yourself each and every day. We truly are family.
Absolutely, we are.
Thank you for listening to the Y Podcast. To continue the conversation or to find your closest Y, please connect with us at ymcaatlanta.org and sign up for our newsletter, Healthy Together.
Thank you.